Niga, do I have your permission to proceed? You want to say something?
The Honorable Mutala raised some 3 important issues that I want to take advantage to highlight. If you take governments and governments that have served the Muslim Ummah, the NDC has an uncontested signature in enhancing the practice and rights of Muslims with Eid al-Fitr and Eid al-Adha, and equating us as citizens of Ghana who deserve to be respected and also to have the latitude to worship and to praise Allah. That has never happened except under the Fourth Republic, under General Rawlings and the NDC. He also further mentioned Alhaji Adamu. It's important that we pray that Allah wa Ta'ala may his soul rest in perfect peace. If there is any dedicated Muslim Ummah who uses wealth like many in the cause of Islam, there was among few who did. Now, a significant thing Honorable Mutala said, maybe Ghanaians haven't even paid attention to it. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia depreciation of the city, from arresting it with the arresting depreciation of the city, it's now 4 times 4. It's 16. So they have if you multiply when they got the exchange rate as 4.2 multiplied by 4 within this period. Now they say praise us. They go to IMF. They said they will never go to IMF. They say praise us for going to IMF. They say debt exchange. Praise us for debt exchange. Praise us for going to sign an agreement with bilateral creditors. But as well as I indicated, they have only postponed the problems of Ghana into 2026. And that's even more disturbing because Nana Addo Dankwa and Bawumia won't be at the seat of government. Yet they are encumbering the fiscal space of John Dramani Mahama and his ability to perform. Now, if you take the debt exchange they have done, and then they say, I now hear that maybe we should even go, let me come back to that and then go to cocoa. Today, Ghana's cocoa, in terms of what we used to export, have declined by 42%. The NDC under Atamils brought cocoa production to almost 1 million tons. We had 800,000 today. By their own words, 42%. At the time that cocoa has the best price in the world market, yet cocoa board has gone in for the most costliest and most expensive loan ever in the history of cocoa board. How can they say buy and sell cocoa till you can't sell, and you say you can prudently manage an economy? The cocoa, buy and sell, take money, go and buy and sell. Even that they cannot do. Cocoa board is at its lowest ebb in terms of its performance as a state enterprise. They can't even borrow. Even money they borrowed, only half of it was released. They can't get the other half. Most costliest, most expensive loan. I mean, Bloomberg reported it, Fitch reported it. Yet we have declined in terms of cocoa production. I've just seen them announce prices of cocoa. You only earn more if you produce more and sell more. Produce buying companies are struggling. Cocoa marketing companies are struggling. Their own PBC is in debt. Now I came to the debt exchange. You have a debt exchange and external creditors separated. All of it. I mean, it's only the NPP that does street economics, chop bar economics. You banks collapse for, you spend 23 billion to collapse banks. Yet you needed 500 million to save banks. What economic sense does it make? I mean, I can show you a graphic report when the banks met the president and said that, look, to enhance our liquidity, we needed just 500 million Ghana cedis. You said no. And yet you ended up spending 23 billion in a banking sector clean up that led to loss of jobs. Many young contractors who would have started life, who used to depend upon this savings and loans company in order to get their start off, to be able to do this business, have all lost the opportunity. So I think that the NPP is determined for what is a state capture. They want to matter in the politics of Ghana and be the only party that dictates what happens in Ghana. This is our opportunity to change them. And the opportunity is vote John Dramani Mahama and vote and return Honorable Muntaka to Parliament. Then Excellency John Dramani Mahama can reset the Ghanaian economy. Now take agriculture. Planting for food and jobs. Huge sums of money was spent on it. What's the outcome of it? They don't want to talk about it. Development authorities, when the last time you heard about it, whether it's Zango development or Middle Belt development, coastal development. No, you come and repeat what decentralized bodies under district assemblies were already doing. Then maybe let me give you an interesting revelation, and then you respect Honorable Muntake again. And this is just for the public to know when to strike and when not to strike. One day, Nana Adudankwa Akufo-Addo had written to Speaker Bakpin that he wanted to amend the constitution for district chief executives to be elected. I think Article 2431. I hope I get it right. The lawyers will help me. Then Honorable Muntaka was sitting to my left, and then Professor Okwe said, okay, this is a letter from the president. So our first observation was the letter then was signed by Aji Halima. So in our haste we said, oh, well, who is a promoter of this constitutional amendment? Local government. We think it should be the Attorney General. By the time we entered the chamber, they had changed the letter to read from the Attorney General. Then Donald Muntaka was sitting by me, and we wanted to frustrate Nana Adudankwa. Principally, I'm revealing this for the first time. To let Nana Adudankwa learn 3 important lessons. One, that he didn't know it all, even if it was law. And 2, to let him know that we're a forthright, strong NDC minority, that if we were determined to fight you to fail, we'll let you fail. So I whispered to Honorable Muntaka that, okay, Honorable, get Neil and Van der Poel and his men that no NDC MP should comment ever on this bill of constitutional amendment to the election of the DCA. But in principle, we share the view that DCAs must be elected. But the problem is, if DCAs are elected, what happens to minority groups? You go to a certain region, a certain district, where there are minority groups, they probably may not ever get represented at the level of governance. It was one of our objections to it. Now the second principle was, did you want DCs elected on partisan lines or just as mayors elected on their own strength? Unresolved. Then a reliable whip, I said, okay, Nana Adudankwa got it wrong. He's amended Article 2431. He forgot about 2433. Let's not remind him until after 90 days. So after 90 days, we came out and said, oh, Mr. President, you amended only election of DC. You forgot how his appointment can be revoked. That was to do some constitutional damage to his thoughts. That's what an opposition does. So we got frustrated. But there were other reasons why we didn't think that that was a proper timing for a constitutional amendment. So I'm just telling you how strong Muntaka can be. So we held this. Not too many people in our caucus even knew. But if you read 2431, you see how a DC is elected. 243 talks about revocation. How can you elect somebody when the president can still revoke the president's appointment? Then we added 248 and others and said, okay, but don't remind him early. Let him think that he knows the law well. And then we got it going. So for me, for me, I mean, given Muntaka's background, his rich experience, I think it's important that the people of Basabasa will return him to Parliament. He is a proud representative of the Ashanti region, a proud representative of the Asawasi constituency, and many who see him as their MP. The Honorable Mutala made a significant point. It's not about Asawasi, it's about Parliament as an institution still needing him and needing his service in order that he can contribute to deepening our governance processes. And I think that the NDC will win and will win with a majority, but we should not leave any stone unturned. And we want to thank you again even for the hospitality we have received so far. We're always at home when we get to Asawasi here. We know it's a Muntaka base. Expand that particular base to benefit as many people. And many of you are doing very wonderful jobs to enhance his cause and to support his cause. I think that the NDC has done pretty well in opposition. What we need is unity of purpose, and we are all united at it, and we should work hard to get John Dramani Mahama elected. One of my disappointments is about party officials thinking about their positions in future. I've been to a youth meeting in Techima, and I wasn't too excited about it. We need to take the battle back to the NPP. They cannot win any debate on the merits of it. I mean, take Cocoa Board, take the performance of Cocoa Board and the NDC, take depreciation of the city, as Honor Mutala reminded me, 4 times 4 is equal to Bawumia 16 cities. And he's things that is relevant in terms of talking about superior economic management, superior debt management. At least you can see what John Dramani Mahama did even with some of his borrowing. You saw airport terminal 3, which is virtually would be able to pay for itself. And then Palugu. We have not heard anything about Palugu. $1 billion, 998 million. That's not going to happen.
12 million is gone.
It's gone already. And the amount of waste, and look at the corruption on every count. You see the level of corruption going on. And Matanamidu was just right when he said that Nana Danko was mother safety and haven't seen him wanting to deal with it. And the level of corruption will be better. That the Gumbe say that is on the day of the death of the fox. You see its proper length and size. I think that exacting accountability is significant and very important, and I think that we should get the NDC back so the NDC can exact accountability from those who've been put in position of power and position of influence. So I end with an appeal again to Ashanti region: support the NDC. I still think that 1.2 million is doable or more for the NDC in the region. We should all take the campaign door to door, room to room. We should engage young people to appreciate what the NDC did in the past and what the NDC will do into the future. So to Honorable Muntaka, we wish him well. We look forward to tomorrow's lunch. We pray Allah wa Ta'ala makes it a success, and the success of it better determined on 7th December and on 7th January when he's sworn as Member of Parliament for the Asawasi constituency.
Inshallah.
Probably take it again to Africa.